For Nebraska coach Tom Osborne, a visit to the Orange Bowl in January is no vacation. If the locals don't ruin the trip, there's always a hurricane waiting offshore ready to do the damage.
Tom Osborne has been very uniformly unsuccessful at the Orange Bowl. It's got to be the worst place in the world for him to go into.
In a season dubbed unfinished business, Nebraska husked their first 4 opponents with little difficulty. But when a blood clot forced starting quarterback Tommy Frazier out of the lineup, backup Brooke Behringer led the Cornhuskers to an amazing undefeated run and a year of close calls for anyone who strapped on a pad.
On its way. It's good. Over the middle. Got it. End zone. Touchdown. Auburn. Holy cow. They never quit.
Despite a 7-0 start, the Huskers dropped to 3rd in the polls behind number 2 Colorado and the other team that would lay claim to a national title, the Nittany Lions of Penn State.
Basically, we start off with the idea we'd like to win a national championship, and we're going to try as hard as we can to win the national championship.
Back-to-back wins over Indiana and Illinois clinched a Rose Bowl berth. But no matter how loudly the Lions roared, they remained number 2 in the country.
After we beat Michigan, we was number 1. Then we beat Ohio State 63-14, and we dropped a spot in one of the polls because Nebraska beat Colorado. And I think the whole year they were building up Nebraska to be this great team. The whole year, politics. And that's all it is.
Tom Osborne's dubious reward for his 12-0 season, a trip to the Orange Bowl, the scene of so many disappointments, including last year's near miss.
The game with Florida State the year before had been helpful because certainly Miami last year was no more talented than Florida State had been the year before. So I think in a way it served as a very powerful springboard for our players.
But the Huskers, true to form, stumbled, and the Hurricanes stormed 97 yards to score the opening touchdown. Starter Tommy Frazier, who hadn't seen a snap in 3 months, was taken out early in favor of Behringer. At halftime, came to Nebraska like a breath of fresh air.
The fact that Nebraska went into the locker room off of a low-scoring first half had to make them believe that they actually had a good shot at winning this game.
The Canes, however, began to wreak havoc in the second half, and another opportunity seemed ready to elude Osborne.
For the end zone, dangerous, was it intercepted? Yes!
He told me you're going in no matter what, and so he told me to warm up, and at that time I was warming up, and I was just sitting there saying, I got to figure a way out how to bring this team back. That this is the opportunity that I dreamed about. It's something that any quarterback would dream about, and now it's time for me to go out there and see if I can pull off that dream.
Fullback Corey Schlesinger's fourth quarter touchdown left Nebraska down by 2 with under 8 minutes to play.
Frazier will throw. It's good. 2-point conversion. Game tied at 17.
After Miami's offense sputtered again, it was time for Frazier and Schlesinger to move the chains and the clock. The Hurricanes' final possession was a thing of beauty for the Nebraska defense.
Costa deep downfield. Up for grabs. Intercepted.
And in the heat of the South Florida night, Tom Osborne savored the cool taste of his first national title.
There's nothing we could do about what Nebraska had done against Miami. Our job was to come out here, represent the Big Ten and Penn State, and prove to people that we had a legitimate right to the national championship.
Hey, we're number 1. You got to give us at least one of them. You got to get at least one of the polls. We're number 1. We're number 1. One of them. At least one of them. We're number 1.
Despite the bravado, the Nittany Lions knew that whatever they accomplished in the Rose Bowl probably would not be enough to wrest the title from Nebraska.
Shed no tears for Joe Paterno. Penn State is the school that wanted to join the Big Ten, and they cannot go out and meet Nebraska in the parking lot for a game of tag and settle it all. And if they could, I don't know if it'd be a better world.